So I've been working on my writing piece since yesterday. I was asked to be part of this anthology on witches, and I was asked if I wanted to contribute a piece, and of course I said yes. There are amazing other witches who are also contributing a piece to this anthology, and it kind of took me a while to figure out what it was that I wanted to contribute, like what I wanted my piece to be about. So yesterday what I did was kind of did a little sort of table of contents type of thing, just to give me a sort of rubric of what I wanted to write about, and so I can organize all my thoughts. But I was having a hard time. I was having a hard time about what in particular I wanted the theme to be about. And of course I want this to be very near and dear to my own practice. All in all, I decided that I wanted it to be about the preservation of the archetype of the witch and how that relates to being an artist, and also because I come from a family of artists, and how preserving and also practicing our artistry has helped us to fully embody our magic. And of course this is going to be very much rooted in my culture, so I'm excited to further write about that, and I'm having a really good time. The maximum word count for this particular piece has to be not over 5,000 words, so that's really good. I can work with that. I'm almost to 1,000 already. I feel like once I have like the rubric of what it is that I want to talk about, I have the theme, then from there it's pretty easy. One of my pet peeves as a writer is that I allow myself to go back and read what I've previously written. I need to get out of that habit, because then I'm stuck rewriting a sentence for like the next 10 minutes because I need it to sound better, and it doesn't allow me to continue writing. If you're a writer who's watching this, I'm sure you have a similar pet peeve. It's not a good one. I was doing that yesterday a lot, and today I decided, you know what, just write, just put it all down. It doesn't matter if it doesn't really make sense. You can rearrange paragraphs later, you can swap up sentences later, just write. I learned that with just, you know, wrapping up my book that I just sent in to my publisher. I learned my lesson there. It was really hard for me to like not go back and read previous work. My editor was always like, don't go back and read anything. That's like the worst thing you can do. Just continue writing, put it all on paper, get all your thoughts out. My job is to help you to rearrange stuff and to make it more flow better. With that being said, my goal for today is obviously to finish this because it's due today, but also to just lay it all on paper, and I'll see what my editor for this particular piece has to say. The first draft is due today. Thankfully, not the final thing obviously is due today. I'm barely writing the first draft. I feel good about it. I like the direction that I'm taking. I'm gonna continue writing probably for the rest of the day or until I finish this, and hopefully I do not run into any writing block. That would be awful considering this is due today. So yeah. When we live by the conduct of expression, that which is of being unafraid of, revolutionary being who we are, and living by that truth, we are demolishing the repeated cycles that there are things about ourselves that are unloved, unwanted, or flat out wrong. It is through expression that we decolonize Don't you just hate it when you know what you want to say 1 second and then you start writing, and then out of nowhere you're just like, where was I going with this? I cannot remember. Okay. We live in the conduct of expression. That was just... On another side note, if you want to focus on writing, put your phone away. Like, go give it to someone for like the next hour, because phones are so distracting. Or go throw it somewhere, or I don't know, just put it away or turn it off or something, because oh my gosh, phones are so distracting. I usually give it to my husband, but he's not here right now, and he usually holds it for me and won't give it back to me until I have completed like my first goal of writing. So that's a little tip. if you are a writer yourself, or if you want to focus on a task, put distracting things away, or don't have them near your area where you want to focus on doing that thing, because it's so distracting. Next thing you know, you spend like 20 minutes on your phone and still you're only like 10% into your goal. That's literally me, like 90% of the time. That's horrible. friends, I decided to do this last portion of the video, a voiceover, because I just remembered that I completely forgot to give you all an update on my writing. So I'm gonna talk a little bit about it on this portion, but also I want to let you know what I'm doing here. So here I'm just finding some inspiration for something to paint, because I have these little leftover frames from my desk makeover that I did. I bought these vintage little frames, these little cute ones here. Well, I only have one of this one here. I got them at the thrift store, and I want to paint something nice and cool and cute to add to my collage wall. I was going to buy more prints like I did. If you've seen that video, my desk makeover video, I actually bought some prints from Etsy that were downloadable, but I figured that I would just paint something nice for this frame. To be completely honest, it was quite nice, this painting process. After working on my writing piece, it was really nice to just kind of stray away from that and just paint. I feel like that usually works best for me, especially when I just got done with writing and concentrating on something for a long period of time. And usually my escape to feel loose and revitalized and inspired is usually to just paint, and it's just something so soothing. But I also got these cool paints. I bought these and they're from the brand called Himi. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but this is my first time trying these like jelly gouache paints. They were so cool. I've seen videos of these circulating, just the jelly gouache, and it kind of looks like you just kind of just want to lick it and stick your tongue in there. Of course don't, because they are super toxic, but it looks like jello. And I've seen videos of these circulating, and I'm always like, wow, that looks so cool. So I had to get a little case for myself, and these were cool. These were pretty affordable. I think these were like $30 from this brand, and they were cool because they came with their own little palette and some brushes. So yeah, it was my first time working with these, and I had a lot of fun just mixing colors and experimenting with this medium. I'm still not super versed on traditional painting, but I'm trying, y'all. I'm more of a digital illustrator, but this was really cool. So as far as my writing piece that I was working on, it went really well. I honestly started the piece kind of late. I had some time to work on it, but because I've had so much going on with my other manuscript, I didn't have that much time to be working on this particular piece. I honestly wish that I would have given myself more time to work on this, but I just didn't have the time for it. But I was really happy with what I was able to write. When it comes to writing about wellness and spirituality, I am super passionate of telling it through a storyline that is very much connected to my roots and to my own personal healing journey. Part of my healing journey and a great deal of my spirituality is about decolonizing and getting back to our roots, getting back to the roots of our ancestors and following traditions and the paths that they once did, and that throughout time they unfortunately became buried through a very colonial perspective. And so my passion really lies with getting to the root of our ancestral medicines. And so that is something that I'm always passionate about telling, and that is a great deal of what my manuscript that I wrote, the big one that I wrote that is set to come out next year, but also for this anthology that I was asked to be a part of. I always wanted to be very much rooted of my cultural roots as well through a very decolonial perspective, because I think it's so important that we decolonize our wellness. I remember when I got started in the wellness community and I started my own healing journey, I remember that all the books I was coming across were very colonial type of mindset. It was a very much love and light type of thing. And I wasn't really finding books about working with our shadow, working with the dark parts of ourselves that hurt us, and how we can work with that energy to transform it and transmute it eventually. A lot of the books that I was reading were kind of very flawed. Like if you were hurt or if you had thoughts about self-harm or depression, then there was something wrong about you. There was something that was demonic about you. And so I remember when I first started my healing journey, I didn't have a really good introduction to it. It wasn't until I started reading more books that were more centered on decolonizing our wellness and really unlayering all the parts of ourselves and getting to the roots, our ancestral roots, that really spoke to me the most. I'm really passionate about wellness and healing, and I love talking about it because I feel like there's such a big stigma around it still. At least in my household, how I grew up, there was such a big stigma around this, and in my household, we just sort of just bottled up all our feelings. And so it wasn't until I started my healing journey and really started to unlayer everything that I was feeling, everything that was just cooped up in there, that I not only have been able to learn about who I am, the kind of person I want to be, but I also along the journey discovered so many hidden talents about myself, so many things that I am passionate about. And one of them has been illustrating and drawing. Drawing and illustrating has been a great coping mechanism for me. It's been a great de-stressor. I absolutely love it. It's definitely up there with reading. So I'm super grateful for my healing journey because it's taken me to find this great passion of mine that has helped me in my personal journey and in growing and in learning about who I am. It's been really beautiful. So I'm super grateful for this. So with all that being said, back to this little painting. I actually really liked how this came out. The only thing I wasn't super fond of were the color choices that I made. I wish I would have used more muted and kind of muddy colors because that's the sort of vibe that I'm going for in my collage wall that I have going on. But I wasn't hating on it. I thought it actually came out pretty cute. Every time I don't know what to draw, I usually just go for a little sort of self-portrait moment with a candle. I think those are just like my favorite things to draw. It's just someone holding a candle. There's something sort of mysterious and just, I don't know, magical about it. So I really liked how this came out. Once I put it in this little cute frame and I looked at it, I kind of fell in love with it even more. So I was really happy. Well, friends, we are reaching the end of this video. I just want to thank you all for being here and for supporting this channel. It really means a lot to me. I would very, very much appreciate it if you subscribed, liked, comment, just engage with this video. It really helps out with the YouTube algorithm. Just pop down and say hi. Let me know what you are doing these days to kind of just get your mind out of what is happening in the real world. For me, it's painting and reading. Let me know what is yours. Thank you so much for being here. I would really appreciate if you subscribed. I am almost to my goal of 1,000 subscribers, so it would really help me a lot. See you soon, friend. Bye for now.